The news broke like a lightning strike across Britain: Starmer is gone. Farage did it. Television presenters were stumbling over their words, journalists scrambling to make sense of the impossible. Just 1 minute ago, the political landscape shifted with a ferocity unseen in decades. Nigel Farage, once dismissed as a populist on the sidelines, had not only stormed the gates of Westminster but brought down the Prime Minister himself. The streets were buzzing. In pubs, phones were thrust across tables as friends shouted over the roar of the football match, "Look! He's out! Starmer's resigned!" In quiet kitchens, families sat stunned around their tea, wondering what this meant for their futures. And in Downing Street, under the dull glow of cameras, Keir Starmer stood pale, jaw set, announcing his departure with clipped words that carried the weight of defeat. Farage had played the long game. He'd used every ounce of charisma, every frustrated voice from towns left behind, every simmering grievance. He tapped into the aching disillusionment of millions who felt ignored by Westminster's polished elites. His speeches weren't polished essays, they were fires lit in crowded halls. "They don't hear you," he'd say, staring into the camera, "but I do." And for many, that was enough. For Starmer, the downfall came not from a single blow but a steady, unrelenting storm. Each by-election chipped at his authority. Each scandal over broken promises, each compromise that angered his base, each headline declaring him too cautious, too managerial, too distant. Farage didn't just oppose him, he cornered him, forcing him to defend a fragile wall of politics built on technocracy in a nation screaming for raw conviction. In Parliament, the final clash was electric. MPs leaned forward, some smirking, some horrified, as Farage's booming voice filled the chamber. "Prime Minister, you represent nothing but dithering. The people wanted change, and you offered paperwork. They wanted a vision, and you gave them committees. Your government has failed, and it will not last another week." Starmer, worn from years of holding the fragile balance of his party together, could barely muster a retort. The chamber erupted, reporters outside typed furiously, and within hours the resignation letter was penned. But beneath the headlines, this was not simply a story of politics. It was a story of people. In Sunderland, a factory worker named Elaine, who had voted Labour all her life, watched the news with tears in her eyes. She remembered her father carrying the Labour banner in marches long before she was born. Yet, for years she had felt her community eroded, her voice dimmed. Farage, for all his flaws, spoke words that echoed her anger. "At least he's one of us," she whispered. In London, a young student named Jamal felt something very different: fear. His hopes for progressive change, for unity and tolerance, seemed fragile in the face of Farage's roaring nationalism.